Okay, so ladies and
Cavitates.
gentlemen, it's free agency time in the NFL, baby.
Free agency
Yeah.
time in the NFL. It's going to be dry. It's going to be dry for a couple of months, but let's get to the nitty gritty when it comes down to all these players that are up. Man, you got a shit ton of names out there.
Definitely.
It's crazy. I was looking at the list, and it's just like name after name after
Yeah,
name.
this list is very impressive, honestly.
But it's funny, though, like a lot of them are getting old, and you don't really want to bring somebody in, such as a Richard Sherman, to give you an insight going to the future. Like, do you actually want to give this guy a contract?
Nope.
Maybe it's a 1-year contract. Maybe. Do you want to even put money into that guy? Because he is going to possibly get injured. He has an injury history, like especially more recently. There's things and questions to bring up. But we're just going to make it a little bit easier here. There's so many free agents, like we were mentioning. We're going to go from, like, not necessarily positions, but more of the mainstream positions.
I guess the best available.
Yeah. And at, like, certain positions, we'll give you, like, 3 different options. Definitely go ahead and just pick which one that you would invest in and why. Like, are these players going to be good for your team? Can they be applied to all the different teams? Maybe even include a team that you would like to see them on. Mm-hmm. So, Gifton.
All right.
Let's start off with the first one. NFL free agency. We have at QBs, quarterbacks, a really important part in the NFL, a big part, as we were just mentioning all about this Tom Brady bullshit. Quarterbacks that are free agents.
Don't you say Tom Brady bullshit.
Off-season.
I ain't letting that shit slide, Tom. I got you.
Dak Prescott.
Ooh.
Jameis Winston. And
Mitchell
a guy who has a better winning percentage than Deshaun fucking Watson.
And he likes to kiss titties.
Mitchell Trubisky. Get in. Who are you picking and why?
I'm picking Dak Prescott only because I don't give a shit about Jameis Winston. I never liked Mitchell Trubisky. Dak Prescott was honestly the more promising quarterback out of the other two. He can play, he can throw, he can he could run a little bit. We just don't know how he's gonna hold up after this injury. We'll have to see. But if I had to like pick a QB out of this, it's definitely Dak Prescott.
There's a saying that you're supposed to give somebody some lobs, some underhanded throws, and so he can knock it out the park. And then later on, you're gonna ask some more like harder questions, and then like they're gonna seem a little bit better because they already knocked these questions out the park. So this one definitely a warm up, man. Dak Prescott, Jameis Winston, Mitchell Trubisky, those are the best options right now. I'm definitely gonna go after Dak Prescott. Winning mentality, great leader. We were just talking about what that can do for a locker room. You've seen the Cowboys before and after. There's just so much intangibles, talent, and think about it this way: nowadays in the NFL, like, or just with injuries overall, like people are making great comebacks. Just watch the Alex Smith thing, and he doesn't have the same type of infections and stuff that Alex Smith had. So definitely want to go with Dak Prescott. I think that he's definitely going to come back and make his presence known, and we'll see what happens. Like I would love to see him go to another team because I feel like he got disrespected the same way Tom Brady was at the Patriots. We'll see.
That man got his ankle broke by his fucking owner.
It's tough.
Fuck him.
But let me tell you this much, man. Apparently, he followed the Washington football team on Instagram. Ron Rivera. You see what he did with the injured Cam Newton?
That would be a good one.
We'll see what happens.
That'd be a good one.
Let's head up to the running backs, my dog. You got Aaron Jones, Leonard Fournette, and James Conner. Getting who are you picking out of that bunch?
Obviously,
harder.
Obviously, Leonard Fournette, because he clearly deserved it. He earned it. You've seen his yards in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You've seen his touchdown. He's a power back, like we were just talking about. James Conner was hurt most of the season, so it's kind of like Aaron Jones is great because he's one of them running backs that you could like line him up on the line
Product
and
of
throw
the system
to. Yeah,
and quarterback though,
system.
or is he a great player? You've seen Leonard Fournette do it in 2 separate things, even on bad teams, on good temes. Who are you picking?
Leonard Fournette. Still Leonard Fournette.
Okay, for me, I think I'm definitely gonna go ahead and I really want to go ahead and pick James Conner, but it's just I feel like he's just almost like a one-hit wonder, but he has an injury like history with everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and say with Aaron Jones, I think that he can pass catch. I think that he can run downhill pretty well. Leonard Fournette, he was able to kind of show that he was able to pass catch as well as tear somebody down. He showed it in 2 separate areas. Like, I would love to pick him, but Aaron Jones, younger, gonna come in and hopefully do similar things as Leonard Fournette and show a little bit more. I think he's also faster than Leonard Fournette in my opinion, but I don't think you can go wrong with either of these guys. I think they're both gonna probably try to get the same type of contracts, but
Yeah.
I believe
yeah.
Aaron Jones could be the better of the two. I feel like Leonard Fournette was cut for some reason. Also, he had less like carries, so he has better energy throughout the throughout the game and stuff. So also Aaron Jones just had better numbers, but Leonard Fournette did put out in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens going forward. But definitely, my pick would be Aaron Jones. Wide receivers, Allen Robinson,
This is
tall
tough.
motherfucker. Chris Godwin can play the slot, can play the outside, and then Juju Smith-Schuster, the dancing TikToker. Who you got, buddy?
Well, I damn sure ain't taking Juju.
God.
After all that shit, bro, nah. All that
Crazy.
Corvette, dancing on everybody's logos and shit, getting
was
everybody
fucked up.
pissed off on us. Yeah, nah. So you're out. You're not
Everybody's
mature
getting
enough.
cracked.
Allen Robinson. I like Allen Robinson, but I mean, I'm gonna probably have to go with Chris Godwin. He was Tom Brady's like second to first target.
I would
Excuse
say
me.
he's like the first target, especially if
Well,
he stayed
it
healthy.
was Mike Evans, and then it was always Mike
In the
Evans
red
and Chris
zone.
Godwin. Yeah, but no, you got a point actually. I'm taking Chris Godwin, number one target for Tom Brady, most receptions on that team.
He gets open. I think it's really cool that he could play inside the slot and outside, so you could put him anywhere you want. Let's say you have a matchup that they're covering one side of the field, or they like to go around. You can really mess around to see what puts him in the best position to be the great. But for me, I got to go with my man Allen Robinson. Putting up these types of numbers with really shitty quarterbacks, Mitchell Trubisky, as well as, he's just a big body. He can run very, very well.
Yes.
He can run his routes very well as well. He also had Blake Bortles as a quarterback and was putting up great numbers.
Damn,
so this
did
guy,
he?
yeah, oh yeah. most
Wow.
definitely. So he's been around. He finally has his own fate in his hands. Put him on a good team, on a team where he'll be able to really show off his magic. I think that he has a really good chance of being, considered one of the top 5 receivers next year. You know how there's always a new cycle of receivers. Oh, this guy. I remember Adam Thielen was at the top. You know what I mean? And now he wasn't really to be found because they were having a losing record, and he didn't have Stephon Diggs to take a lot of the attention from him. I feel like Allen Robinson could definitely be on somebody's team and be that number one receiver right away, as well as show a big-ass difference. So line them up with anybody else, they're going to both get better. On the defensive line, dog, we got Leonard Williams, longtime Jet, went over to the Giants, fortified that line. Very, very talented. Pretty much the number one D lineman, in my opinion. You also have Shaq Barrett, coming off that edge. He just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You've seen, we were just talking about his basketball talent at an edge position.
Is there a
Very, very
reason
fast.
Is there a
Chase
reason why
down
we did this
Patrick
topic,
Mahomes.
man? Because this is 5 dudes from Tampa Bay in here.
They're all gone, but again, hey. Tom Brady, or no. Mike Evans said that he'll take a pay cut just so that he can keep that that team together. They're trying to win some more championships. And then he also got the guy from the Steelers, Bud Dupree.
Dupree.
Who you got, baby?
I'm gonna take Leonard Williams on this one. Only because, like you said, he was the real defensive leader that the Giants needed this year.
It was cool that he can play defensive tackle. He can play the edge. You can move him wherever you want, and he's going to make that difference.
Yeah, the fact that you have a big ass dude like that, and he's a Swiss Army knife, you know what I'm saying? How can you
Still
go wrong
young,
with that?
too.
And he's still how young?
I think he's 27 or 26.
No
26,
way.
27, 28.
Yeah, he's gonna have
But
the next.
I think he's 27.
He might have the next 3-4 years on lock.
Yeah, and a defensive lineman like JPP just showed you could be old and you can still get after that quarterback. He's very, very physical with it too. This guy can definitely be physical.
With 8 fingers, he was still getting after him.
For me, man, I really wanted to pick Bud Dupree. I think he's a guy that's
I like
very,
Bud Dupree.
very,
I just don't like the Steelers.
I fucking hate the Steelers. I think he's very underrated.
Yep.
I really wanted to pick Bud Dupree, but I cannot get over Shaq Barrett still being very, very young. I think he's 24,
He
25.
might be I think he's 25.
Shaq Barrett showed again that I want to stress this out, he's literally a basketball player playing at that edge, so he can run. He's very, very strong. He's going to push you around and get to the quarterback fairly easily. He's just quick. He's fast. There's a difference between quick and fast.
Quack.
I'm a duck. And then you also have the championship pedigree. He's been in that type of locker room. Most likely they're going to keep him. Why not? He's young. Give him a good contract and stuff.
I don't know why they wouldn't want to keep everybody on Tampa.
Oh, it's crazy, man. What type of talent, how much they might just leave. That Tom Brady picked the right organization to go to. But again, Bud Dupree, he can go. He just got injured in this last year and wasn't able to put up the numbers like that. But he was like a top 5 pass rusher in my opinion for the last 3 years. So we'll see what happens with him. Then last and not least here, we got some people in the secondary here. I added another one because there's so many, but I definitely want to get the offensive side, more names, all this type of shit. But in the secondary, you have Justin Simmons on the Broncos, Pro Bowl year, very, very young. And basically like a Buda Baker type of player. They expect him to get that type of contract as well, so you got to pay a lot. You got John Johnson III on the Rams. Definitely a fan favorite. I got to bring him up, but he can definitely be a cornerstone in your offense. You can build around him. And then you also have Richard Sherman.
Old ass.
Long time Richard Sherman. Like, what more can you say that everybody doesn't know about him?
Right.
And then you got Shaq Griffin from the Seahawks there. Cover corner, can do pretty much everything that you want in a corner. And he's definitely still young. He is 26 as well. Yep. That's the thing in the NFL. You got to be young.
Yeah.
If you're not young, they don't really want you anymore, and they expect you to get like injuries.
It depends like what position you're playing. Because like if you're like 32 on the defensive line, like you just said, JPP, still had no problem. But you're 32 at a corner.
You got some youngins coming in that are probably way faster than you.
So to give you an answer, I'd probably have to go with Shaq because I think that Shaq is Richard Sherman 2.0. You can put him anywhere. He's fast. He's quick. He's aggressive. He's real gritty, real grindy type of dude.
He's part of that Seattle, defense.
Yeah, he's a big part of that Seattle defense along with I can't think of the other guy's name. And Jamal Adams as somebody else. It's like Rich something. I can't think of his name right now. Damn it!
I didn't like their defense this last year, so I didn't really pay attention to them.
But if I had to give you a pick, I'd probably pick Shaq.
Yeah, I think Shaq is a good one. Definitely young. Definitely has a good pedigree when it comes to like the people around him. He comes from a football family as well with his brother. I wanted to pick Richard Sherman because I felt like it was cool. Like, hear me out. Because he's a zone type of player. He doesn't need speed when it comes to zone. He needs a good head on his shoulders and just to be healthy and not be matched up with Tyreek Hill. Like, because he's going to get dusted.
That's too much for him.
But again, like, this guy, Richard Sherman, definitely has a good head on his shoulders. He knows how to play the position. He can do it without having, I'm going to fucking dust your shit speed.
Exactly.
And he just has that championship pedigree, and he can make a locker room understand what it means to be in this type of position. Now, I'm going to have to go with John Johnson. And not only because I'm a Rams fan and we need him back, and I really treasure him on my defense.
You really like him that much?
Bro, he's amazing. Because if somebody else does, and I understand it's a safety, y'all, like, chill. But, like, when you think somebody's open, and there's John Johnson to clean that shit up, and in the best way possible, as to, like, it's 3rd down, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. They throw it to some guy, and it's like, fuck, like they're going to get the first down. Next thing you know, John Johnson comes out of nowhere, making sure that this guy actually doesn't make the first down and completes the 4th down type of stuff. So you already have Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald doing their thing. You just kind of have to need, like, people kind of like up the middle.
To fill the spots.
Yeah, like you're going to cover their best corner. You're going to get to the quarterback, and then you got this guy to clean up any shit that's anything else. And then just do a filler. Those 3 types of people, or those 3 cornerstones, are going to make everybody on your defense a lot better.
Right.